fish of the day.
What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm sharing my outdoor report for the month of May, including what I've been doing trout fishing, salmon and steelhead fishing, a little bit of a crabbing report, and just what's going on here in the Pacific Northwest, in Oregon and Washington in particular, especially now that Washingtonians can fish again. Woohoo! I'm going to share what I've been up to for the month of May and what's been going on here in the Pacific Northwest and what we have to look forward to for the month of June. So in my April fishing report, we had just learned that Washingtonians could go back fishing on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Yes, congratulations Washingtonians, you can fish again. I bet it feels amazing. And May is an amazing month and time of year because you've got salmon and steelhead fishing, the shad run starts to pick up, we've got pike minnow, which I'll talk about in another video, and we potentially got a summer sockeye run. But first, let's talk about what's been going on from a salmon and steelhead perspective. So for myself personally, from a salmon and steelhead standpoint, nothing. I've gone out a handful of times bank fishing with the wife a couple of times, and we just haven't hooked into anything. And the days that we went, the reports that we heard on those days was the fishing was super slow. In the early part of May, there was 4 days that the Columbia River opened back up because Washington and Oregon Departments of Fish and Wildlife both co-own that water. And so they allowed both of our states 4 days for salmon fishing. And let me tell you, it was a struggle. Now, with that said, there was a few people that found very small pockets on the Columbia River where there were Springer Chinook hanging around and they were successful. For the most part, it was pretty bad. The spring Chinook fishing on the Columbia is just rough, and part of it is just water temperature, water level, and especially at Willamette Falls in the Willamette and at Bonneville Dam on the Columbia, when they're messing with the water or pumping more water out than usual, that raises the water levels, which throw the fish off a little bit, and a lot of times they'll just want to jump over the dam and just get the heck out of town, and they're less bitey when that happens. And with all those factors, the warm weather we had in early May, the Chinook fishing just stunk, and the people that are being successful are putting in a ton of time. The Columbia is closed right now, and we probably won't get any days this summer. The Willamette will produce some fish, but it's gonna be hit and miss, so you gotta put in your time and get out there if you really wanna catch one. Otherwise, you can pivot to something else like trout fishing. So May, I've been spending a ton of time trout fishing, and I will say I've been pretty successful on most days. And I would say the one key thing that I would remind anglers, especially if you're fishing for trout now and into the late summer, scent is a huge important factor. As we're getting into the warmer weather, into this late spring and into summer, scent becomes a huge deal for trout fishing. So definitely for your spinners, put some rooster tail scent on there. If you got some power bait, add a little bit of garlic scent on that. In fact, that'll be my tip for this video. Garlic was the #1 scent that I used in the month of May to catch my trout. Now, I fished a ton of different lakes and ponds nearby, close to me, of course. Garlic just seemed to work every single time I was out there. That was the first thing I got my bite on, and that's what they consistently stayed on. So as we get into the warmer weather this summer, in Washington and Oregon in particular, switch over to that garlic scent. It will definitely help you catch more fish this summer for trout. Now, quick PSA on clamming and crabbing. I've gotten a few reports from some folks. My uncle went crabbing one day and he did pretty good. You know, between Oregon and Washington for the clamming and crabbing, things have opened up slowly. There's still some closures, so check the regulations before you go out, and definitely check the boat launches because not every boat launch is open right now. So be careful before you go. Look online to see what is open and what's not. In terms of report-wise, clamming's been pretty good. I haven't personally gone yet. There's some negative tides towards the end of the month in June that I'm super excited about to go do some clamming in the bays. Crabbing has been so-so. My uncle went one day and they got, I think, 9 for about 3 people, couple hours, which wasn't too bad. This is just definitely the off season for crabbing, so nothing too crazy or expectations from a report standpoint. But the crabs they were getting were pretty good, so I think that's a good sign, especially this fall when the crabbing really turns on, that we're gonna have some really, really big crab, like really, really, really big crab. Quickly for a bear hunting and turkey hunting report for Oregon and Washington, you know, decent reports. I haven't personally gone turkey hunting or bear hunting myself. I've had some friends that have gone turkey hunting, have been successful. You know, the seasons are winding down for turkey and bear, so for those of you that are going out, like, get out there, get your scouting in, go find those critters. You only have a few more days left, but turkey and bear wise, for those that have gone and put in the time and effort, but for the most part, people have been pretty successful. I haven't seen a ton of people complain about not being successful, so on the turkey and bear front, pretty good. Again, I haven't personally gone out and targeted either one of those this spring. I am gonna plan a turkey hunt next year, and I'm super excited to go chase turkeys for the first time in Oregon. For hiking and biking report, things have opened up. Again, before you head out though, check to make sure places are open. I will say, the few areas that I've driven by, popular hiking trails, they're super popular, and if you want to avoid the crowds, get there early is all I can say. The weather's getting better here in Oregon and Washington. We've had some mixed rain and sunny days, like here or there, so it's been a little bit up and down towards the latter half of this month, but the weather's getting good and people want to get out and hike. Just be very careful when you go out. Take some bear spray, make sure you got plenty of snacks. You know, I always pack beef jerky, peanuts, fruit snacks, water, and Gatorade. Those are kind of my go-tos for a day of hiking, so make sure you got everything packed up to go and be safe out there when you're hiking and biking. So then what's coming up for the month of June in Washington and Oregon in particular? Well, you know, the shad fishing on the Columbia and the Willamette is starting to open up. Shad are a cool fish to catch, and they're great for crabbing bait. So if you need to go out there and get some crabbing bait, definitely go hit the shad. You know, the summer run of Chinook for the Columbia River is going to be pretty much donezo, so I wouldn't rely on that. The Chinook fishing on the Willamette's been so-so, but people that are putting in their time have been doing okay. I probably won't go fish for Chinook a ton. I might probably go in the tributaries off the Columbia and the Willamette if I'm gonna chase Chinook at this point, just because it's easier to get into some spots and I can bank fish a ton from those areas. In terms of clamming for the month of June, there's 2 pockets of dates that have really good negative tides. So if you're looking to do some clamming this summer, June is the perfect month to do that. Go check the tides online. Make sure you have your basket. Make sure you check the regulations on how many of what species you can keep. Take your shovel, take your rake, grab your kids, get out there, do some clamming. It could be a really fun time, and especially introducing kids to something new in the outdoors. And this is the perfect time to go for some clamming. And with the weather getting better, hiking's also gonna be an option too. I'm gonna go out and do a couple hikes and try to videotape those and see if I can't get my sorry butt off the couch and go hike 12 miles in a day and see how exhausted I am at the end of the day. So, you know, definitely with hiking places opening back up, there's definitely more options of places to go out there if you're looking to get in a hike or a bike as well. There's options out there. Just do your diligence before you head out and be safe. And then lastly, June and July are usually the months that I head over to my dad's house and help him chop all his firewood. Now, he has a house up here in the Willamette Valley, and he also has a house on the coast. And so what I end up doing is chopping all the wood for my dad for his fireplaces. And so I'll be doing that this summer and hanging out with him, of course, keeping my social distance, but chopping a bunch of wood. And it's always great exercise, getting some fresh air, and I take it as a challenge to see how much wood I can chop, say, in an hour or 2 hours, and being able to just talk to my dad and hang out and do something for him, you know. Father's Day is coming up. If you need to do something for your dad, go out and chop some wood for him. If they need some wood chop, take them fishing, you know. There's plenty of opportunities out there. For me, I'm gonna chop wood for my dad because he enjoys my company. He enjoys the fact that he doesn't have to do the hard labor, and I get some exercise out of it and get to hang out with my dad. So what the heck? And then lastly, there is a weekend in Oregon that is free fishing, and in Washington as well. I forgot to mention that. There's free fishing weekends in June for both the state of Washington and Oregon. Free fishing weekends can be a ton of fun. Take the kids out, take the girlfriend out, take the wife out, hang out with your dad on Father's Day. Take him out early for a gift and get out there and go fish. Thank you guys for watching and listening to my outdoor report for the month of May. Plenty of stuff coming for the month of June. If there's something you guys didn't see in this video that you'd like to see, Drop a comment below. Let me know if there's something else that you'd love to hear a report on that you want me to include in these videos in the future. And thank you guys for watching the video today. And until next time, grab some garlic scent too. And as always, the outdoors is a gift. Share it with others.